with you is saying, listen, in this life that we live, we have to learn how to dance. And so that is just so powerful, the power that music has in our lives, and when our body moves and when we're embodying the music, how great it feels, and how that's also a healing process. So again, come on in, tell us where you're from. We're going to continue today on day 3, talking about healing and happiness. And today, my special surprise today is I'm going to share my story. So guys, if any of you know me, yep, that's right, Val. And they sang, they even sang a little. It was awesome, guys. It was just completely awesome. So if you have not listened to it, you've got to go back. You've got to listen to Monday night, and then you've got to listen to yesterday with Julie. It was just great. Juliet's joining us from Dover. And so, yeah, it was, I just enjoy them singing and the different songs, and just the information that they shared was just so powerful, that if you're struggling with being healed, if healing is something that you know that you need, that it really does belong to you. And I like to say that healing is our birthright, from the day that we were born, the day, well, not even born, from when we were created in the womb of our mother. Healing is our birthright. We have the right to be healed. And what happens is that sometimes we don't know that that's our right to be healed. And I'm speaking really of holistic healing. And so many times when we're thinking about healing, we're thinking about hey, Salo Fitness. What's that? This is Salo from Senegal, West Africa. Hey, thank you for joining us all the way from West Africa. All right. So and so we it's really hard because many times we think of healing as just for that physical healing is what if we have an illness, and we look for healing in that respect. But healing, guys, is holistic. It's our body, it's our soul, and it's our mind, right? And healing really is our birthright, not just our physical healing, but our spiritual healing, because many of us need spiritual healing, and it's our emotional healing, and our mental healing. And so healing just really belongs to us. And so my goal this week is to really talk about the importance of healing in our lives, and why we should want to always go forth and get healing, right? And so and help us to realize that it's always available to us. And so I just appreciate you guys coming in. I invited my husband to come in to for him to talk with me just a little bit about healing, because as I was going through my healing process, he was very much instrumental in that. I see he's trying to come in. But I'm gonna remove him a little bit until we can see his handsome face. Okay. So yeah, so healing. So as everyone's coming in, healing is our birthright. It is our birthright. It belongs to us. And so God wants us all to be healed all the time. When you see me looking away, I'm just checking the Facebook page, because I want to make sure that, Facebook is here, and that we're communicating with them as well. So come on in, let us know that you're here. If there's something that you love, something you agree with, go ahead and just heart it up and say, yeah, this is great. And, we like to support each other. And again, this isn't a monologue, it's a dialogue. So I want you to communicate. I want you to ask questions. Hey, if I don't have the answer, then I will get the answer. I want you to comment on what really hit you. Okay, so make sure what really resonated, let's say, what really resonated with you. So make sure that you comment and just let us know that, that you're here. And so heart it up, or like it up, or whatever it is that you do when you're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all those places. So today, again, I want to talk about healing. And I just really want to speak about my journey on the healing process, because many people, what many people know about me is that, I'm an entrepreneur. Um, I'm a consultant. I, my husband and I, we pastor a church in Delaware, and so many times people see saw me on the outside, and I was always smiling, and and always making sure that I'm there to support others, and always showing up for other people. But what many don't know about me, that there was just a period in my life that I was struggling really with depression and really needed inner healing. And yes, you know, I was praying. And yes, I was even fasting, guys, and I and yes, I was, I'm going to church, and I'm speaking, and I'm encouraging other people. I'm doing all of these things, but yet there was something in me that was missing from me, to where I needed healing. I was beginning to get depressed, um, and the depression would just keep increasing, to where I really struggled with sometimes going through the day. And that's what many people really don't know, unless I've personally shared that with you. You really don't know. And I, listen, I am a Bible believer, and that's what I believe. I'm not here to push my belief system on you, by no, not by any means. And so I would speak over myself, and I would put things into the universe and into the atmosphere, because I 100% believe that you speak things into existence. And so I would do all of that. But what I also found was that I needed to do some more things in order for my healing to take place at a cellular cellular level. Guys, my husband is on. I'm going to add him in. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, beautiful.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Great, great. Can you guys, if you can hear him and you can hear me, just let me know. Val, can you let me know that you're hearing us okay? So I'm just talking about that period in my life, to where, I was
Can you
had
hear
a
me?
smile on. Yep, I can hear you. I just want to make sure that our audience can hear you, that they can hear you on Facebook, and um, wherever they are. Yep, they can hear. Val said, yes, we can hear. So I began to share my story about the period in my life, to where I was showing up. I was, just, smiling, and doing everything that I really needed to do. Thank you, Georgia. Good to see you today. Um, that I needed to do, but yet behind the doors, that I was really struggling with depression. I was sad about some things, and while I was, you know, uh, declaring scriptures, and while I was doing everything I should be doing, there was something more that I needed at a cellular level. I was praying, I was fasting, but yet there was some things that I needed to go through. There's a feedback, babe. There's a feedback, or a ticking. Is that you turning? Okay, so this is like real life. Okay. Saying that,
Sorry, y'all.
saying that, saying that. Now there's really a feedback.
Okay.
Whatever you just did, turn that off. Yeah. There you go. All right. Okay. So anyway, so I was speaking about that. And so I had to do some things. And so one day, guys, I went to a function, and this is when it really hit me, that I wasn't healed over some things. Listen, we all go through situations in our lives, to where healing has to take place. We are many times are spiritually hurt, emotionally hurt, mentally hurt, physically hurt, and healing has to take place. For me, I was emotionally hurt, and I was also very spiritually hurt. Yes, spiritually hurt. And people sometimes they look and they say, "Yeah, well, you're a pastor, you're this, and you do all these different things. How could you be hurt?" Yes, I lived in a sea of hurt, and it made me very depressed because things just began to pile up. And so I was at a function one day, and I was listening to the speaker deliver a fantastic message. And as I sat there and I listened to that message, I thought, oh my gosh, um, that's me. I'm still feeling the hurt and the pain of the various things that I experience. Hey Sylvia, hola, or she's coming in from where is that? Rosati, Italy. Hey Sylvia, how do you come and say? How do you say it in Italian again? Buongiorno. There we go. Ha, I lived in Italy for a while and still can remember that. Hey Annette from Camden. So and so I was just at that place to where I knew I needed more. Have you ever been in a place, guys? And if you have, I want you to heart me up. I want you to type your comment in chat to where you're going through the process and you know that there's still pain that still needs to be healed way deep, and you just don't know exactly what you need to do. Have you ever been there? But it needs to be done. Right. So if you know that there was more that was out there for you. And that was me. Hey, Carol from Canada. I knew that I needed to be healed at a cellular level. And for me, I needed to do whatever it took for me to get to it. And so I was sitting in my office one day, this particular office, and someone called me to check on me, and they said, "How are you doing? And you were just on my mind, and how are you doing?" And I broke down. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda says yes, she's been there. She's not leaving me by myself, y'all. Thank you, Brenda. So when they asked me how I was doing, I just broke down and I started crying, and I said, "I'm not doing that great." And then, guys, I was angry with myself because I felt I should be doing better than this. I know better than this. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling as if, I'm not healed? Why am I not feeling good about who I am and my reaction to this? And I really became very angry with myself. If you've been there to where you've gone through some things and you're thinking, you should be doing better, and you discover, whoa, I'm not doing better. If you've been there, then type in yes, type in Yana, you are not alone. Just heart me up and say, yeah, I get it. I get it. And so that's really where I was. And my husband was there. Jon was there. He was there to support me because he really saw what I was going through behind the scenes. The times that I would get in my car when I would leave the office, and I would just cry all the way home because of the pain and the hurt that I felt, and not really even being sure how to access it. Because, guys, I have to tell you, I felt as if I did not have a safe space to go and really be so transparent that I can really get the healing that I needed. Have you ever been there to where you just don't feel as if you have that safe space where you're not going to be judged? Yeah, you absolutely. My husband says, he says yes. He just raised yes, where you're not going to be judged. You're not going to be talked about, and all the and and people aren't going to look at you, and so I didn't have that safe space because I'd already received judgments all the time. Just judged about what you wear, what you say, what you don't say, how you behave, everything. And I was just over it. And now I knew that it was time, in order for me to be a better person, in order for me to show up for Esther. Because you see, when I'm a better person, then I can really move towards happiness. And when I'm happy, that means a sense of well-being, no matter where I am, and no matter what I can do it, that I can really do what God has really put me on this earth to do. Because all of us guys, every last one of us, this doesn't matter who you are, what your belief system is, what you look like, where you've been, we are all here for a purpose, and God has a plan for all of us. So I just want my husband to just kind of talk a little bit, babe. You could cut in anytime, and because he was there with me in that, as I'm going through this entire journey of being healed. Grazie del Vilio Dolce, Signora. Grazie, grazie. She said this is a good video. It's a good video. Sweet video. Go ahead, babe.
Yes. So you may get a little feedback, but hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me clearly?
Yep, I can hear you. We can hear you. Yes,
Okay.
guys.
So you talked about the piece that dealing with you dealing with what going through your valley experience, I would call it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing that I have never done, and Esther should be able to back me up on this, but I've never called her out of her name. And what I mean by that is
Yeah.
I've never called her a negative name. I
Yeah.
call her by her
Never.
name.
Never.
I may say, different things, but I've never called her out of her name, anything negative. So, um, when she was going through that, I thought that the best thing to do would be to keep that up. But then, um, the Holy Spirit told me that's not enough, right? It's not enough not to just not call her um, out of her name, and to let her, but you need to let her know, who you believe that she is and what you believe that she can accomplish. And I believe at that point, um, um, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but she really needed that at that point. Um, I was going through my thing as well, but I believe that she really needed that. And um, when I would do it, it was almost as if I don't know if you remember, Esther, but it was almost as if you didn't want to hear it and didn't want to accept it because
Yeah.
you thought it was more like a patronization,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
But
I did.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I did.
but I was very serious about that, and um, the thought was, okay, if she's not going to, accept it, then, kind of she's on her own. But I mean, because there's nothing more that I can do. But then, again, that wasn't the right thing to do. So I continued to speak, that you're successful, you're beautiful, and listen, I'm not speaking anything that I don't believe. So so I believe it, and then I begin to speak it and speak it into her. And my job as a husband is to do that, to lift her up, never tear her down. Her job as a wife is to lift me up and to never tear me down. So it's in those times that you really have to kick in and and be willing to do that. Is it easy all the time? No. I mean, when you're speaking positive, 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 into someone's life, and they're in a place or space where it's not easy for them to receive that, then you have to be more determined to dig in and to say, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. Because the question is, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you just want them to stop going through what they're going through? It doesn't work that way. It's a process,
No, it
right?
doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
Or are you doing it because you believe that if you continue and you continue to speak life, and you continue to speak beauty, you continue to speak love and grace and all of those things, you continue to speak that, and you believe that, then you believe that that's going to be that you're doing your part
Yeah.
to help in that transition and that change.
Yeah. It's interesting what you were saying, what you are saying, is because you said, you were going through your own things. And as we were both going through a period where we needed to be healed, and some, maybe from the same things, maybe from some very different things. For me, I didn't really want to talk about it. And so when he said, if he would say stuff, many times I didn't want to hear it. And I would go home, guys, and I would go to my room, and that's where I would be. I cut people off, and I'm sharing, I'm being very transparent with sharing this with you, because, and I can share it now with you because in this particular, I'm healed and I'm still being healed, and I could be transparent because I'm not afraid of being judged by people who, I had people who were supposed to be close to me that judged me and talked about me, and did all of those different things. Well, those people, I had to say, you know what, I need to remove them out of my life. And so I just began to slowly remove people like that out of my life, because I need it now. So while I need it now to show up for Esther. So while Jonathan was there, and listen, I want to say this. Yes, I have a supportive husband. And you may be saying, well, I don't have a supportive husband, or hey, I don't even have a husband at all. I am single. It's just me. But until I began to show up for me and made a decision that I needed to do this for me, it didn't matter what he did or did not do. I want you to hear that. Until, and somebody type it in chat, until I show up for me, it doesn't matter what anyone else does until I show up for me. Can somebody type that in? In other words, what I'm saying is that I had to show up for me first. And I had to realize that I needed to be healed, not on a surface level, guys, but on a cellular level. I had to deep dive into my healing, so I can be on that path back to well-being, back to happiness that's always there. In other words, no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what I'm going through, that I could still have a sense of well-being, of knowing who Esther is. And can I tell you, it's not a one and done. It's not a one and done. But I had to make the decision to show up for Esther. And when I made the decision that day, and I said to my husband, I said, I've got to do something because this is how I'm feeling. And he knew that, but he also knew that there wasn't anything that he could do for me. He also knew that there wasn't anything he could say to me. Did you want to say
Felt
something, Dave?
helpless.
Huh?
Felt helpless.
Yeah,
Like my hands were tied.
yeah, he felt helpless, and he said his hand. Yeah, exactly. And it was because, I didn't want him. And honestly, at this point, I was such at a place in my life that no matter what was said or done to me, I just, I, 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 I didn't want to accept the help. And certainly, I wasn't going to accept help from people that where I just did not feel very safe. And so I went on a journey. I made a decision. One day, Jonathan and I, we went away and to spend some time together, and it was great and phenomenal. And I made a decision to go to a retreat. I went to a women's retreat. I want to bring that up because I talk about this. If you know me, you've heard me talk about it. But this is really the first time that I'm really talking about it in such an open forum. I made a decision to go to a women's retreat. Jonathan, tell me what you thought when I came and I said to you, I'm going to this women's retreat. What were your thoughts besides ching ching? Because I know that's what you're going to say, ching ching ching. That's his money thing, guys. Okay, so.
Well, before ching ching, it was ching ching.
Yeah.
But my first thoughts were that we can go to conference, and we can go to retreats, and we can go to whatever, and and hopefully,
Yeah.
it would stimulate whatever is necessary for us to, for it to click with us. You know what I mean? So that was my first thought, that I really prayed that it would be after I thought about the ching ching, and then I said, well, it'll be worth it if, in fact, you go and and um, and then you begin to see you,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
see you, to see your value, your worth, your gift.
Yeah.
So those are my first thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important. Hey, Pastor Jeanette, we've got other people coming on from Kenya, Annette Cooper from Dover. Hey guys, hope I'm not missing anyone. Judy's coming on, and thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about healing um and happiness. And listen, if you have any questions, please ask. I think the other piece is that he was very surprised that I even wanted to go to a retreat because, I'll be honest, I'm not really a retreat person like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about the self-care and doing all these different things. But this particular retreat was a special retreat because this particular retreat was a retreat designed to empower women and to also heal. It was designed as not just a healing. It was a healing retreat, but yet a retreat to rediscover who you are, and a retreat to just really get what is it that you need within yourself to feel good about who you are, to really know at a cellular level who you are, and to really be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so what happened is I made that decision. I said that no matter what, I'm going to the retreat because I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I don't know if any of you just really know what I'm speaking of, but no matter what you're doing in life, no matter where you could be in ministry and every, and your ministry could be any, you could be an attorney, whatever, an attorney, a physician, whatever it is. There's sometimes that we just go through so much trauma and pain, right? That we need to be healed. And that's even spiritually. I have to tell y'all, I was bruised spiritually. I was bruised. I was so hurt to where I just wanted to be left alone. So I went to this retreat where it was a safe space for me. And at that retreat, I made up my mind, right? And I made up my mind that everything that God has for me, I was going to get at that retreat. In other words, every healing, I was going to rediscover, I was going to be revived and rejuvenated, and I was going to heal at a cellular level, and I was going to 100% show up, 110, 115% show up for me. I was going to show up. And that is exactly what I did. So I went to the retreat. I believe it was set 5 days, 6 nights. I believe it was. It was for 1 week. I went. And I have to tell you, every day that I was at that retreat, I discovered who Esther was. And I want you to know, it's not that I didn't know. It's not that I didn't know who I am. I mean, I'm a professional. I knew I could show up to work. I could do my job with my eyes closed. Those of you who know me, hey, Aisha, know that Aisha says, talk about the process of healing after you come home from a conference or a retreat. At the moment you feel better, but what do you do to keep the momentum going? Good question. Good question. Good question. So I went to that retreat. It was a Lisa Nichols retreat. And I tell you, I grabbed a hold of everything that God had me there to receive. I grabbed a hold of it. And when I came back from that retreat, I was a different woman. Am I right? Am I right, babe? I was a
Yes.
different woman. Much easier to get along with. Oh, he'll be back. Much easier to get along with. I was much, much, much happier. And what did I do? Because it's not a one and done. After I came back from the retreat, I made sure I did activities and I did things to continue to keep me on that path of healing. I surrounded myself with positive, forward moving people, thinking people, speaking people. I no longer, connected, or if you were a negative person, I limited my conversation with you. I did. I made sure that I showed up for me every day, every day. My meditation and my prayer life, my God life became better. It was deeper. It was stronger. I didn't get caught up in things that didn't even really concern me. There's some things that you got to realize, you know what, I can't do it. God, I'm going to just let you do it, you know? And like I said, I'm not pushing my belief system on you. You know where you are. You know that you are created for greatness. You know that God created you. No matter where you are, no matter what your belief system is, no matter what you look like, or anything like that, you were created by a great one. And there's healing that just belongs to us. And I made a decision, because we have to make a decision, that I'm going to accept that healing. And so that's what I did. And so, Aisha, even to answer your question more, I continued. I got involved in coaching. I got a coach, guys. I got a coach that coached me through continuing walking in my healing. I got a coach that coached me through walking in my greatness. And part of the things in my healing that was released is realizing, gosh, I could do business, and I could do it bigger, and I could do it better. I hear people saying to me, oh my gosh, I love how you're showing up. I love how you're doing this. I see you more. Yes, I'm doing it, y'all. Why? Because I went and I received healing, and I am still being healed. The negative self-talk, it's not as much as it used to be. That self that says you can't do this. No, because I stop it, and I begin the powerful self-talk, and I begin to talk about who I am. My husband now can say things to me, and I'll receive it. I'll receive it. But it's not a one and done. And so wherever you are in your life today, I want you to know that healing belongs to you. I want you to know that it is your birthright, and so is happiness. And just like I was healing, and I'll talk about my story more and more, but I just wanted to share a snippet with you, because the woman I was even 2 years ago, even last year, I'm going to say even last month, I'm not that same woman today. I'm so much happier with myself. There was one point I just wasn't even happy with Esther. I looked like if I was happy, because we all know, many of us are trained. We know how to show up. I like to say we know how to fake the funk. We know how to do it. I knew how to do it, but inside was so much pain. And now I'm being healed, and I shall be healed. And it's not at a surface level. It's at a cellular level. I dive deep, and I dive deep. I'm very transparent. And the first person I'm transparent with is myself. I don't allow my ego. I don't allow ego, which ego, I heard Lisa say, is edging God out. I don't allow ego. I don't allow ego to stop me from being me, and to stop me from being. I don't pretend I'm okay when I'm not okay. I don't pretend, guys. I don't pretend I got it all going on when I know I'm still working, and then, as someone said, I'm still on the struggle street. I'm still, hey, but I thank God that really I'm not on that struggle street. I'm not. I make sure that Esther is good, because I do self-care for myself, and part of that is being healed. Being healed. It's my birthright. God has given it to me and said, girl, healing belongs to you. All you got to do is reach out. Man, all you got to do is reach out and get it. It's yours. It's yours. And so that's what I want to encourage you with this morning. Yeah. I'll message you, Siati. So or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are. And so listen, connect with me, because I am on a path. I am on a path to even be transformed even more. And so today, before I close, I want to let you know and open it to the public that because of what I went through, at the retreat where I began rediscovering Esther because I lost her. I lost her because of what I gained from the retreat, because of what I experienced. You know, I heard the Spirit say, do this for others, do this for other women. They need it. And so, for the first time ever, my Festa della Donna event, we will have it on. We're going to have a 1-day event on in March, March 6th. But I have a 1-week retreat, and the retreat will be in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And I know, listen, that this retreat, it's not for everybody. This retreat is for people who know that they need to be healed. It's for people who are ready to say, no matter what, God, no matter what, I need this. I need to be there because I got to show up as me, and I got to show up 100% plus as me. That no matter what, I need the healing. And so the retreat is open to women. It's open to women to come and receive what you need to receive at a cellular level. We're going to deep dive into your joy and into your happiness and just rediscovering and rediscovering who you are and who you want to be and how you're showing up and the things that I received. I'm going to be sharing that with you. And so the retreat, Val, if you can post the retreat information, it is the retreat is there. Oh, she already did it. Thanks, Val. The retreat is in the Outer Banks. We are only allowing a limited amount of people because we not only are we going to be COVID friendly, but I just want there to be a small group because I only want serious people. I only want people who are willing to invest in themselves and in their healing, in their joy, in their happiness, right? Those are the people that I want there. And so go on the website and you can register. It's on a first come, first serve basis, and seats are limited. Everyone has a private bedroom where you've got your private bathroom. It's in a phenomenal place. We've got a lot of things going on. I want you to check out the website and go because it is on a first come, first serve basis. All right. And join me along with other phenomenal, dynamic, forward moving women as we go on a journey of healing and happiness, rediscovering who we are, celebrating us, celebrating who God created us to be from creation, from creation. That journey, not just back to Esther, guys, but that journey back to being a better version of myself. So I hope I see you there. I hope that you're one of those women. Like I said before, I know it's not for everybody, but if it's for you, do not waste time. Go ahead and register. I love you guys. Also visit my website, listen to my blog because I'm very serious about what I'm doing. I'm out to change the world. If I change it one woman at a time, I am determined that as women and men, by the way, that we're going to live not a life to where we're pretending, but a life to where our joy and our peace and our happiness, our success is at a cellular level. And every day we wake up happy. Every day we wake up celebrating every day because we know how to speak it over ourselves and over our lives. So join me. You take care. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow I will see you. Same bat place, same bat time, 1:30. Our special guest tomorrow is Yetta Decker, and Yetta is joining us from Ottawa, Canada, and she's going to share with us her journey of healing and happiness and her experiences, and she's going to give us some nuggets. Do I have homework for you? Someone's saying, do I have homework? Yes, I do have homework for you. I want you to write down. Thank you, Annette. I'm so glad that you were able to join. I want you to write down one thing. Am I basically happy with who I am? That's all. Think about that for a minute. Am I happy with who I am? And guys, once again, be transparent. This is between you and you. Look, are you happy really with who you are? Are you happy where you are in your life right now? Are you happy with what you are doing? Are you really healed from your past traumas and your experiences and the negative? Are you still hurt? Are you still experiencing church hurt? Are you still experiencing work from hurt from a relationship, a husband, a boyfriend, a romantic relationship, a girlfriend? Are you still hurt? Children hurt, parent hurt. Where are you? And I want you to begin, write that down. Write down. Am I happy with who I am? Am I still feeling hurt at a cellular level? Write down, how much am I willing to invest in myself? What am I willing to do, no matter what, to make sure that I'm happy and I live a happy life, that I'm a good example to my children. But first, I got to be a good example to myself. So I love you guys. Do that homework. If you feel like posting it, post your answers, post your discussions on the Festa della Donna homepage. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here and staying with me for so long. God bless you. Thanks, babe, for coming on. He's gone, but I know he'll listen. If you're listening to the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay and let us know where you're joining us from. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.